Hello, dear leader. My name is Samuel Eyim, Chief Leadership Coach at the Center for Transformational Leadership in Africa, CTL Africa. And I have an important invitation for you. Why are some nations developed and thriving, while others are underdeveloped and struggling? Why are some businesses flourishing and others languishing? Why are some churches growing and others dying? These are important questions for leaders. So are you a leader? At what level are you leading? What impact are you making? What is your understanding and concept of leadership? The way you think about leadership is the way you do leadership. And as John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the cause, all others are the effect. So, at the Center for Transformational Leadership, we've created this program to help you transform your understanding of leadership. This program is going to be based on John C. Maxwell's book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. As a John C. Maxwell certified coach, I'm going to walk you through these laws, and we're going to give you exercises and activities around these laws to help install a new transforming concept of leadership for you. This will change the way you do leadership completely. So I invite you to check our website and our social media pages and to register for the Leadership Mindset and Heart program. This program is on 2 levels. The first level is understanding the laws of leadership, where we are going to walk you through the laws of leadership in 3 to 5 days. And this will give you the foundations of leadership. The second level is walking the laws of leadership. Here, we take you through a 15-week journey through the laws of leadership. Every week, you will have opportunity to study one law, apply the law throughout the week, meditate upon it, do the exercises, and regroup with other like-minded people who are learning the laws of leadership, exchange ideas, and share your lessons. So do not miss this opportunity. Register now for the Leadership Mindset and Heart program.
My name is Eliza.
My name is Elsie.
My name is Ebenezer Tufo.
This is Rosemary Robert Gacy.
Over the past 14 weeks, I have been part of CTL Africa's 15-week growth journey, and it has been a blessing for me. I want to share my lessons with you.
Indeed, my attitude to life has never been the same. On the very first day I joined the virtual Personal Growth and Leadership Masterclass organized by Center for Transformational Leadership CTL Africa under the tutelage of Mr. Samuel Eyim.
First, the law of intentionality. Second, the law of design. And third, the law of the rubber band, the law of expansion.
The law of intentionality, the law of awareness. Then we have the law of the mirror.
Looking at how intense these laws are and how much impact they're supposed to make to our life.
My value obviously is not the same. The program indeed satisfies my quest for knowledge, so I encourage you to be part of this journey and also become an encouragement to others.
I will recommend the CTL Africa to everyone who hears about us.
It has been a blessing to me, and I will encourage you to be part of CTL Africa's 15-week growth journey.
So we thank Mr. Eyim, and we thank CTL, and thank you for listening to us.
God bless you as you make a move today.
I have been blessed, and so you be blessed. Thank you.
Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Leadership Platform. I'm Samuel Ayim, and I'm excited to join you this evening on this platform. As always, every Saturday, the team at CTL Africa are happy to welcome you to this platform. We know today is a very important day for so many people, especially football lovers, because it's going to be a great match around this time. But some of you I know would still vote to be on the platform, and for you, we are grateful. We encourage you to share the links to your friends, to your colleagues, to your bosses, and to your team members, because we're going to have an amazing, amazing day. As our promise is, every Saturday for the last over 3 years, we've been giving you lessons in leadership, and we bring you a leader who is accomplished in a special way every week to share with you. So, like our Facebook pages, subscribe to our YouTube channels, connect in with us. And if you are connected, we encourage you to introduce yourself. We know many of you join and you don't introduce yourself. That's fine. But we are happy to announce you to the world. So please do us the honors. Tell us your name and where you are connecting from, and we'll be very happy to announce you to the whole wide world. Because this evening and the next few weeks, we are going to focus on woman leadership, women in leadership. And we're going to share some stories of some women who are doing extraordinary things with ordinary things with you in the coming weeks. But this evening, we are going to kick off the discussions with an important subject: leading as a woman. Now, until recently, and that will not change anything, we know that there are only two genders. There is man and there is a woman. And for us, that's what we know. And the world has been dominated and led by men for a very, very long time. And yes, some progress have been made, but could we have done better if we had harnessed all the resources, the male and the female, that God made them to lead our world? Could we have been better? Do women lead differently? Can women lead better? As they say, what men can do, women can do and do better. So can they do better in leadership? Evidence shows that in so many areas, women actually outperform men. In fact, there's a story that I like to share when a minister or a managing director of a utility in Cote d'Ivoire was appointed. His first action was that he replaced all the cash points with women. So the press were concerned about this development. Why are you moving all the men and just bringing women into the cash point? He says, well, I do this for two simple reasons. The first reason is that a woman will not steal your money. Generally, men will steal your money. And number two, if a woman steals your money, in the extreme case of a woman stealing your money, you will always find a man to come and pay for it. But if a man steals your money, nobody comes to pay for it. So, this is an interesting story, but there is an aspect of that, of women doing things differently from men in so many other areas. And this evening, we are going to focus on that, the woman in leadership. Should it be as the men lead? And we have so many stories around how women, when they have power and they sit on people and they treat women badly. And so this evening, all those myths, we are going to try to unearth them. Should women in leadership lead like men? Because men are rough and they are hard and strong. So if you're not strong and hard, then in this hard business world, you cannot survive. So women have to be men, or can women be women and lead as women and make the same or better impact? Those are some of the questions that our speaker this evening is going to help us to address. And before I go to our speaker, I see a few people connected. Dennis Ahe is here. He says once again, he's here to learn. Rita Ahiavi is here. Rita is joining us all the way from Suhum. Her Ladyship, Cynthia Martinson, thank you, Her Ladyship, for joining us all the time. We know you have an onerous responsibility keeping the bench, but you join us. I have Miriam Bentum. My spectacles are broken, so I'm struggling to see. But Miriam is here with us, and I can see Akosia Ajiman is also here. Akosia, you are very, very welcome. All right, so those are the people who have announced themselves. If you're connected, please feel free and let's know where you are connecting from, and we will be very happy to announce you to the whole wide world. Now, this evening we have a special person to share with us. Now, I met this person recently, and one of the things that amazed me is that she's out there to look for leaders to groom them. Now, I joined Toastmasters recently because as teacher of leadership, I decided that, okay, Toastmasters I've heard a lot, so let me see what is there and try to also learn a bit more, add more to what I know. So I joined, and as I'm just trying to take my baby steps into this process, one day I had a call, and it was Dr. Loretta at the end. Well, we've talked briefly because she's in EcoBank, but we didn't meet whilst I was in EcoBank, but we talked briefly. Then I realized she was one of the big ladies in Toastmasters in Ghana. In fact, she has a division. Toastmasters had different level, club, area, division, and so on. She had a division, which means she ran several areas of Toastmasters, in addition to her full-time job at EcoBank. So she called me, and he says, Sam, well, we're having this conference, annual conference of Toastmasters, and we want you to chair the organizing committee for this conference. I said, what, Doc? But I mean, I've just joined. I don't even understand the Toastmasters system. He said, no, it doesn't matter. We are all here. We are going to help you. And yes, they put my name as a chair of the organizing committee, but Doc was always at the back, pushing me, directing me, guiding me, and telling me, okay, this is how it is, and I learned something from her, which is amazing, how you can groom others. And when John Maxwell says, good leaders lead followers, but great leaders lead leaders, I picked that from Loretta. And so when we decided to do these sessions on women, I said, we have the right person. So that's Dr. Loretta for you. And she's groomed so many people in EcoBank, in other fields, in Toastmasters. And today she has the women's desk at EcoBank, which means that everything around financing for women within the bank, she handles it. And I say, if you're a woman here and you need money, please, after this session, don't come to me, just go straight to Dr. Loretta, because she's a great banker. She's been in banking for years. She's been in EcoBank since 2005, and she's run the system. She's been a branch manager in several branches. She's been area manager. She's been relationship manager, and today she's a senior relationship manager handling all the women desk. I mean, she's been in different parts of this country to do banking business. She's committed to women, and she's an ardent advocate for women. And despite all the fact that she's a mother, a wife, a professional, she has time to learn and study. she's always learning, and that's why she has a PhD in management. So she's a symbol of what women can do, and that's why we think that Dr. Loretta Abner Sapon is the right person to kickstart the series that we are going to have on women. So, Doc, with those words, I want to invite you to the leadership platform, and you tell us much more that we don't know, the secrets, the things behind that we don't know, which have made you who you are, and people are ready to learn from you this evening. So, on that note, Doc, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the leadership platform.
Thank you very much, Sam, for your kind words. In fact, I'm flattered already. Thank you. And good evening, everyone, and to your listeners, the football lovers who decided to be on this call tonight. Thank you. We are going to remind ourselves, and not for me to really teach, but we are going to do this together. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And we just said a bit. So go ahead, share a bit more of your side. We want to know from you, how you became who you are and what lessons we can learn, what lessons you can share. So over to you, Jolati.
So you've said it all. Born on a Tuesday in Kumasi. So I was born in Kumasi, born, bred, schooled in Kumasi or Sacrum. So my typical Kumasiano. Started EcoBank in 2005, like you rightly said, risen through the ranks. I believe that we all have talents, we all have potentials in us, and if we pay attention to who we are and what we want in life, we'll be able to do whatever we set our minds to do. And so that is me. I take no for an answer. I really focus and determine to really be at the top, because God has given us what it takes. And as children of God, the sky is certainly the limit. And so when we push, when we prepare, when we pray, nothing. We remain unstoppable. And so that has been my mantra. Praying,
Wonderful,
preparing,
wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I like that. I like the spirit of fighting and pushing. I like it to be at the top, because I have 4 girls and I like them to listen to women like you. So thank you so much. So leading as a woman, is there any difference? Will women change this world for us, or is it going to be the same? Over to you. We want to leave the floor fully to you to share with us for the next 30 to 40 minutes, and we'll come back and take questions. Guys, don't go away, because Doc has a lot she wants to share during the Q&A and comment session. Over to you.
Thank you again. And so for the next 30 to 40 minutes, we want to look at the importance of women. It is important that we know who really a woman is, what God has deposited in us, who a leader is, and even the steps to take to lead as a woman, and then the needed skills that we need to pocket on our journey to becoming a great woman. And for our men, we are not leaving you behind. We are saying that there are tidbits that you can also take to really go with tonight, learn from a woman, and then we'll conclude and summarize beautifully. So my introductory slide, I'm saying that, yes, there is a saying that there is no room for wall flyers in the business ballroom. Women are wall flyers. We are identified as soft. But he who leads wins. So what about she who leads? If you lead, if you're a woman leading, what happens? When it comes to the leadership dance, we are destined to follow while men dictate the pace. And so should it be the same? Should we just fold our arms and watch our men lead? Like Sam said in his introductory remarks, until recently, women pursuing leadership positions often had to emulate men to fit the existing power paradigm. This However, it's changing gradually, it's shifting. And the best for us to lead as women in this changing world is to resist the urge to fit in. We should not just fit in. Instead, we should create new systems, new ways of thinking, new innovations that will break the mold. And women, that is what we are known for. We multitask. Our ability to reshape and bring out new things. And we need to be bold, and we need to be us. Be you if you are a woman leading in the seat. Why are women important? Women form 26% of Africa's population, and it's proven that 1 in 4 females in Africa own or manage a business. And so if you are a woman, note that you are playing a critical role in the economy. You own or you manage businesses across Africa. If we take 1 of every 4 women in the ballroom, African women are integral to the continent's growth as members of the workforce. So both the formal and the informal sector, women really contribute to the growth of the economy as entrepreneurs and even as consumers. Women really buy a lot of stuff because we manage homes, we manage economies, we manage countries through the things that we do naturally as a woman. And so we play critical role as entrepreneurs and even as consumers. Research according to Boston Consulting Group has shown that women are even learning much more these days. Women even live longer, over 5 years longer than even men. And so because we live longer, we tend to acquire more properties, even through inheritance from even the men, and wealth than our men. But it's unfortunate that with all these importance and with all we learning much more and we living much longer, we do not have the credit or the income we deserve for the contributions that we put across. Again, research has shown that few leadership positions are available to women across Africa. According to McKinsey's Women Matter in 2016, only 5% of CEOs, 22% of cabinet members, and 24% of parliamentarians in Africa are women. So it means that we still need to fight for more space as women if we want to be leaders. And it is not about fighting, but it's about positioning ourselves right. It is about knowing who we are and what we have in us. And so someone said, if you are not called to the table, you start carrying your chair on your tables, on your head, so that when you are called to the table and they tell you there is no seat, you just put your chair down and sit with a table of men. So that is what we as women leading, the importance that we play or we bring across to the table. We must be aware. Women, we most often take the back seat, but we must be intentional and be aware of who we are as women. We are great and we are stronger than even we think. So my next slide takes us to who, when we say women leading, a leader, who at all are we talking about? I know we've learned a lot about leadership on this platform, but there is a common saying by John Q. Adams that if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader. And I see women in this quote, because most of the time we are inspiring and urging our children to do more, to dream way ahead of who they are now and where they are. And so we are leaders in our own right and in our capacities because we inspire others to do more. A great leader creates and nurtures other leaders. And women, again, we are creating, we are producing other human beings and other leaders. A leader possesses a clear vision. A leader is courageous, he has integrity, honesty, he's humble, and he has a clear focus. He or she is a strategic planner and believes in teamwork. And I see women having all these qualities of a leader. We are vision bearers, and we stay humble and we have the focus. Every woman knows and sees ahead what she wants for the children, what she wants for the family, what she wants for the Sunday school team that she's leading. She knows what the women's ministry group that she's even handling. She has a vision, a clear vision for that group. And that is leadership. But is leadership just a title or a position? Oh, I'm the boss. Oh, I'm the manager. Is it all about that? I will say that, let us note that leadership is not a title or a position. Leadership is about the ability to influence others. It's about the impact that you have on others. And it is worth noting now that everyday leaders are making countless decisions and facing problems they have never encountered before. And COVID has taught us better. We woke up one day and then there was COVID. Women especially were impacted much more. What worked yesterday can't change overnight. The speed is relentless. But the reward is for those who can and are resilient, and those who really want to achieve extraordinary results. Those are great leaders. And as women, we need to embrace the in-depth qualities that we have to be able to lead effectively. So what can we do if we are leading as a woman? What are some of the skills that we need to possess so that we are able to lead effectively? I will say that for us to lead as a woman effectively, we need to embrace our feminine qualities. We need to embrace and know who we are as a woman. Qualities that are associated with us women are: we are kind, we are compassionate, and most of the time we show empathy. Embrace these qualities to work in your favor. Do not try to be hard and strong like a man, because that is not who we are. So the first step to lead effectively as a woman is to embrace your feminine qualities. Yes, if you are kind, if you are able to identify your teammates and work with them and really empathize, not sympathize, but really put your shoes, somebody will say, put your leg in their shoes, know how they feel. And by that, you will get the best out of the team that you are leading. Once they know that you are kind, once they know that you care for them and you care about them, it is not just about, hey, do this, do that. It is not about commanding, but it's about showing empathy. And throughout history, we have told women that they are too kind and too caring to be leaders. But the notion that someone who is not kind and caring can lead effectively is at odds with reality. So women, let us embrace these qualities to our advantage and lead effectively. The second step is to be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Be open and honest about your emotions. What do you value as a woman? What are your fears? Don't try to hide and be who you are not. Be honest. Be true to yourself. So don't be afraid to show your true colors. Most people will like you for it. If you are open, if you lay your cards on the table as it is, then it means that you are being a great leader. And that quality, that trait will even influence others to follow you. So leading like a woman means being yourself. And by doing this, you'll be more inspiring leader. You'll be more focused and present in your everyday life. You let people know who you are, what you stand for. For me, I do not like lateness. For me, I do not tolerate laziness. For me, I do not really want men to be bossing around women. I want us to be treated equally. If you are true to yourself, you will build great people around you and you'll be able to lead more effectively. So motivate through transformation is the next step. And academic studies show that women are more likely to lead through inspiration transforming people's attitudes and beliefs. You know, women, because of our motherly nature, we are able to nurture, we're able to bring out the best in others through inspiration. Oh, you can do this. Oh, I know, you have my back. Oh, you have my support. Let's get it done. We know these words of affirmation motivate, and it transforms the people that we lead. And so, if leading as a woman, we need to motivate through transformation. It is not through the carrots and sticks. This is how it's done. Hey, for me, I don't do it. Hey, I'm a man. Hey, no, it is not about the command and leading through the carrots and sticks and being stern as men would want to do it. But if we are able to bring out the motherly nature in us and motivate others, encourage them to take their roles, even encourage other young mothers who are coming up to say, I have done it. Yes, by the mere fact that you are a nursing mother does not mean that you cannot show up at work early enough, because I have been there. And that is what I do. I let people know that there is nothing new under the sun. Other women are doing it. I have done it, and so can you. So it is about you positioning yourself and motivating through the ability to transform others that you are leading. That will make you a very effective leader as a woman. Support other women. There's a common saying that women, we are our own enemies. But how intentional are we even to give the next seat to another woman? How intentional are we being about grooming others to be like us, to take over from us? So I should be so intentional to say that the next person take over from me as the head of the women's desk is another woman I am hand-holding from today. And that is the only way to be bridging the gap that we seek for. We always say there's inequality, but what do you do with the position that you've been given? Even as a Sunday school teacher, as the women's ministry treasurer, how are you supporting other women with your position? Let us remember that behind every successful woman is a tribe of other successful women who have her back. And so if we are intentional, if we support other women to also take up seats on the leadership ladder, then we are becoming great. Align your business values with your personal values. What do you believe? What do you want? And this question from this evening, I want us all to really write and pen this down to say, who am I? That self-identity is important for you to lead effectively as a woman. Who are you? What do you want in life? So in the next 5 years, what do you want to achieve? What are your career goals? And what values will you not compromise? Would you just throw in the towel when a man is really forcing you to have even an affair at the workplace before he gives you that position? What values have you set up for yourself? So make sure that you are the same one and same woman. It is not from Monday to Friday you are different at the workplace, or even at the workplace you are different. When you come home, another person altogether. Align your business values with your personal values. Building a business that's fully aligned with your value allows you to be a force for positivity, and you have more energy each day to forge on the task ahead. So it is important that you are in sync with yourself, be it at the office, be it at home. So in your personal life, in your business life, be aligned with your goals. Leading as a woman. You know, most of the time, women, we want to defer credit, and we don't want to be seen as taking credit where it's due. We've all seen this at play. When we've witnessed a strong woman, you deflect the credit. Oh, it's not me. Oh, it's the team. Oh, it's John. Oh, we glory to God. Yes, glory to God. And we know it is just by grace that we are able to do what we do. Even our ability to multitask sometimes amazes me. But we need to take credit where is due. Men do this most of the time. So I ask this question: if a project is to fail, or if you've been assigned a project, so I was to lead a team to Lome, what if only 2 people have showed up? I would have said, oh, I did not do my work well as a leader, as a division director, to lead a team to Lome and back for the conference. So if we have 30 people showing up and the conference turned out to be very successful and great, should we defer that credit and say, oh, it's okay? Oh, we need to own our success stories as women. We can stand in the basking light of our accomplishments and still be a great person. The 2 things are not mutually exclusive, and it does not mean we are bragging. And that is how come most of the time we go for interviews and you see men talking too much and women will just talk. But women, we are naturally known to talk. So why don't we use our talking as a gift for ourselves and talk about our accomplishments boldly? Embracing your achievements isn't bragging. It is simply being on your own side. Let us note this. Embracing your achievements isn't about bragging. And if you can't speak powerfully and compellingly about your accomplishments, very few others will. So let us own our space. Let us take credit where is due. It is not to say that we are bragging, but own our accomplishments. If we don't tell our stories, nobody will be able to do that for us. So it is important, if we are leading as women, to know how to share our stories and say it right. What are the skills needed to lead successfully? The first skill that I would say we need to learn to be good leaders as women is to know the political acumen. Political acumen refers to the ability to use the knowledge of structures and relationships. Women are relational beings, relationships. We love to build relationships. We love to network. So our ability to communicate and foster productive relationships is one of our attributes, and we must use that to our advantage. But in doing that, we need to know who is to be acknowledged, or who is above us, who has the power. And by knowing that and subjecting ourselves to authority, we will be able to lead successfully. Give honor to whom honor is due. Don't fight for positions that, oh, the small boy, oh, my boss is being. No. Give that respect and acknowledgement to that man who is your boss, to that person who owns a higher position or occupies that position. Know the succession plan and the structures in place at play at your workplace. So know the political acumen and work to your advantage. Create and foster good relationships, and this will work for your favor. It is one skill that we need to acquire and develop to lead successfully. Emotional intelligence. Let us be aware of who we are. I've talked about that. Knowing who you are and having control of yourself and your emotions is one step. It is not everything you are breaking down to cry so that others will feel sorrowful or others will pity you. No, it is not about that. But how you are able to even handle the interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathically is important as a woman leader. Emotional intelligence is the key to both personal and professional success. We need to recognize power and give them their due recognition. I've said that. Find a sponsor or a mentor who will defend you no matter what. In life, we all need somebody who will say that, no, Nkia will not do this. oh, I can vouch for Akuya to have this position. Have that mentor, have that sponsor. We all need someone. And for us to lead successfully, we need to be intentional. So if you aspire to be the next CEO, who is the CEO now? Go to the person and say, because I want, in 5 years, I see myself in your seat, I want you to mentor me. Be bold, be intentional to find a sponsor. As women leaders and as leaders on the call, we need to allow independence in teams. Let us make sure in our attempt as mothering and nurturing people, we do not dictate or we do not micromanage. Let's allow independence in teams. Let's allow people to operate and express themselves freely. And by that, we'll be able to get and tap into their talents for the team to work and excel. Allow room for self-expressions. Don't always be the only person always talking and giving feedback. And women, we talk, but let us also allow room for self-expressions and acknowledge and celebrate success. Celebrate. I've talked about we talking and boasting about our accomplishments. Celebrate the little wins. Don't limit the attention on yourself. Let it be said. Don't say, do you know who I am? I'm a great woman. Let it be said by you. Let others say it. So limit the attention on yourself. Let it be said rather than the self-acclaimed titles that we will seek to do. That will limit some of the beauty in us leading effectively. My next slide goes to the men on the call. So what lessons can men tap into from women leadership? Women have proven to be effective, to have effective leadership abilities that men can learn from. And some of the lessons that I would want us men gathered on the call and to our men out there to note is that it is important that we put people first. People matter. So create that time to talk to your colleagues. Create that time to know even your team members. Know their name. Call them by their name. And that is what women do. We create relationships. And I remember during my sending off ceremony at the Temamain branch, where that was the last position I moved to be the head of the women's desk. One of the remarks a colleague shared was that, Loretta, it is easier working for you because you are always a friend. And I really pocketed that. It's easier working with you and for you because you position yourself to be a friend. And it's a beautiful thing when you have people as colleagues, that you see them as friends. It is not about you meeting to gossip it, but men, know your people. Know what is happening in their lives. Be intentional, pay attention. And that will be a great tool for you because women love to coach, women mentor, and they empower others. And so the challenge to you this evening is put your people first. Men, you are not superheroes. Yes, you are great, but be aware of your limitations. It is okay to say, oh, for this, I don't know. Oh, Master, can you teach me this? Because I do not know this. Or, Master, lead this project because I know it comes naturally to you. Don't try to be a superhero. We don't know it all. Be aware of your limitation as a man, as a human being, and seek help when it's needed. And that is what women do. Women will cry and come to another woman, another man to say, I need help. My home is falling apart. I need help with my children. I need help even with my husband. So men, it is okay to cry sometimes. It is okay to acknowledge your limitations. Be more of an emotional leader. Don't always lead with your head. It is good to lead with your head, to have that high IQ, but having that soft skills as a man is also critical for you to lead successfully. Collaborate, don't control. We don't command respect, but we demand it. Yes, you are the boss. You must be given that accolade, that respect. But you don't go, hey, do you know who I am? Hey, do you know I'm the boss? No. Collaborate, don't control. And women leaders tend to collaborate with their team members and empower them to take ownership of their work. Don't take in the glory. Oh, I did it. Yes. Acknowledge other team members from time to time. Collaborate with them. Share roles. And let it be seen that you are in it together. Embrace diversity, men. Embrace diversity. Don't look down on women in your group. Don't say, oh, mad. No. Oh, women, women, what do you know? Oh, this is politics. No, this is football. Now, women listen, watch, play football as well. Women are great in politics as well. So embrace the diversity. Understand the importance of diversity and inclusivity in the workplace, and work to create an environment that values different perspectives and experiences. Today, we are planning a handing over ceremony, and there are other caterers around in the community that I proposed that we consider them as well. So a colleague called me on the side to say, there is one who has a name, Pork and More. And so by the mere fact that the pork is part of her business name, the Muslims shy away from it. Quickly, I accepted and said, yeah, then, because Muslims will have nothing to do with pork. But so you don't say, oh, I'm a leader. No, embrace diversity. If you have Muslims there, my husband was telling me that at his workplace, they do not do morning devotions openly because they want to acknowledge other religious diversities as well. So know where you are, embrace diversity. If you have Muslims there, give them the table. Don't impose your Christianity on them. Let's embrace diversity and inclusivity, men, as we lead, because women do that. Women try to embrace everybody and bring everybody to the table. So these are lessons for our men, and for all of us. I want us to challenge ourselves to succeed. Yes, sometimes we'll be afraid to say, hey, am I going too far? Am I doing too much? Hey, what do I want? One day people say I'm even too known. Hey, you are a doctor. Hey, you are, what else do you want? You are a mother. We hear women say that. We hear older people telling us, what at all do you want? Oh, rushing, you are rushing too much and all. What if nobody has blazed that particular trail in that field before? Become the role model of yourself. It can be daunting at first. No two ways about that. I started my PhD when I had my last girl. She was 3 months, and maternity leave. I was getting bored, so I decided to take up this challenge to do a PhD program. 3 years down the line, I was awarded this doctoral certificate. So once it becomes a habit that you want to, and I always tell my girls that this certificate is for you. I don't really need it. It is for you to say that if your mother holds a PhD degree, then you have no choice than to become a professor, because you must aspire to be higher than me. So sometimes some of the decisions will not even be for you, for your personal gain, but it is to encourage others around you. So challenge yourself to succeed. But note that the world is filled with powerful men and women to the point of overflowing. Now cast your eyes, you see that there are powerful women around. These women have done what you want to do and have gone where you want to go. Just because they may not be present in your organization or even in your life doesn't mean they don't exist. They do. There are great women out there. So I will, in summary, say that women, for us to lead as women, and men on the call, let us show up in life. Even when we don't feel like it, show up. Even when your menses is in and you are craving in pain, don't use that as an excuse. Even when your children or your child is sick at home and your husband is sick at home, show up. Don't use excuses. Oh, my children and my husband. Your husband, when it comes to you, will call in a doctor, will send you to the hospital and go to work. So why do we always hide behind the scene when the reverse is the case? Show up in your life. Get out of your comfort zone. Oh, I'm a woman. Oh, it's okay. Oh, let that. And I always tell my women entrepreneurs, we are not scaling up. We are not taking up the challenge to even come for the support, the financial support that we need to scale up our businesses because we are comfortable. But men will take up the risk and say, give me that loan. I want to scale up. Oh, I want to open another branch in Kenya. Oh, women, let's get out of our comfort zone. Reflect on and then define what you want to achieve. This is the assignment for the evening. Who are you? What do you want to achieve? Write it down and see where you are going. So next year, by this time, where do you want to be? Write the steps down and pursue it. Challenge yourself to succeed. Compare yourself to yourself rather than to other people. You are not in competition with anyone. Other women are not my competition. I stand with them, not against them. So compare yourself to yourself. Let other people motivate you. Oh, this woman is up there. Oh, yes, I want to you aspire to be there, but not to say that you are in competition and you are rubbing shoulders against each other. Avoid the victim mindset. Don't let anybody tell you you are a woman, you can't do it, and limit you to the background. Avoid the people that you surround yourself with. If they are negative, if they don't challenge you to really stand up for yourself, please avoid them. So there are some relationships that we need to cut off from today. If it's not helping you, just move on. Surround yourself with great people. So if we are to lead effectively as women, if we are to build on and challenge ourselves to take up the leadership position, let's show up in life. Let's get out of our comfort zone. Let's know who we are. Let's avoid the victim mindset and surround ourselves with great people. Yes, women face challenges as a leader, but with support. Let's cry out if we need support. Let's call our husbands to give us the hand that we need. Oh, help me with the baby. Oh, can you help me cook this today? I'm running late. Can you even buy KFC for the kids on your way home because I have this meeting? You know, let's call in for the support that we need. If we determine to succeed, we will. So as we face challenges because we are women, because we have children at home, because we have a home to run, let's determine. Let's embrace the feminism in us. Let's embrace the woman that we are, the attitudes, the empathy, the kindness, the compassion that we have. We use that to overcome the challenges. Most of today's most admired entrepreneurs, executives, and leaders are strong women. They have overcome challenges and they have made their mark in the world. We have so many people in the world now. They led by example. Women, let us know how to lead ourselves. Don't fall into debt. Don't do the impulse buying that we are known for. Lead yourself. Lead your home. Don't leave your home for your house help. It is your home. Lead it as you want. Picture the home that you are building. In the next 5 years, how do you want to see your home, your children and your husband? Lead your home. Lead your relationships, the friends around you, your external family, the sisterhood that you are building. Lead your relationships. And finally, let us lead our finances. I always say the best form of empowerment is economic power. Women are striving for equality and equity. Are we able to even lead our finances? Are we able to save? Are we able to plan our finances so much so that we don't depend on our men? It is important that we learn how to lead ourselves, our homes, our relationships, and our finances. I want to leave us with this quote that a strong woman will stand up for herself, but a stronger woman will stand up for herself and everyone else. We can do it with determination, with purpose, with grit. The sky is certainly the limit. We can lead successfully. Thank you very much. I will pause for questions, clarifications, suggestions. I said that we are doing this together. So bring in your thoughts and let us know if this session has been helpful. We are leading as women, and we know, and we have to learn how to know and embrace these skills and qualities I have shared. We need to acknowledge the men in our life. Men, you need to know how to learn from women the attributes that they show up for them to become great leaders. So together, we will build a stronger nation, a stronger economy, a stronger world for us all. Thank you very much. Over to you, Sam.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. And it's really been great listening to you. And that's actually just reminds me of the quote we share from Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. He says, "I have chosen no longer to be apologetic for my femaleness and my femininity. And I want to be respected in all of my femaleness because I deserve to be." Today we know that leadership is not the strength of power. In fact, it used to be that, when you're strong, you are hard, then you're a leader. Today, people understand that leadership is about the people, and it requires some of the qualities that you're talking about are the qualities that women have exhibited over the years. And by the way, where do all these men leaders come from? They were all from women, born by women, bred by women, or kinked by women. So we want to thank you for this sharing. We'll give you a breather and we'll come back with the comments and questions that are coming out. Don't go anywhere because Doc has a lot more to share with us. So Doc, take some water, we'll bring you back. All right. Hello, dear leader. My name is Samuel Eyim, Chief Leadership Coach at the Center for Transformational Leadership in Africa, CTL Africa. And I have an important invitation for you. Why are some nations developed and thriving, while others are underdeveloped and struggling? Why are some businesses flourishing and others languishing? Why are some churches growing and others dying? These are important questions for leaders. So are you a leader? At what level are you leading? What impact are you making? What is your understanding and concept of leadership? The way you think about leadership is the way you do leadership. And as John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the cause, all others are the effect. So, at the Center for Transformational Leadership, we've created this program to help you transform your understanding of leadership. This program is going to be based on John C. Maxwell's book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. As a John C. Maxwell certified coach, I'm going to walk you through these laws, and we're going to give you exercises and activities around these laws to help install a new transforming concept of leadership for you. This will change the way you do leadership completely. So I invite you to check our website and our social media pages and to register for the Leadership Mindset and Asset program. This program is on 2 levels. The first level is understanding the laws of leadership, where we are going to walk you through the laws of leadership in 3 to 5 days. And this will give you the foundations of leadership. The second level is walking the laws of leadership. Here, we take you through a 15-week journey through the laws of leadership. Every week, you will have opportunity to study one law, apply the law throughout the week, meditate upon it, do the exercises, and regroup with other like-minded people who are learning the laws of leadership, exchange ideas, and share your lessons. So do not miss this opportunity. Register now for the Leadership Mindset and Asset program.
Thank you so much, and welcome back, Doc. I've gone through the comments. There are a lot of applauds for you. People have learned a lot. People are happy. I actually didn't see too many questions, but there were a few comments that I believe we'll come back for your comments on. But let me ask you, because I was taking a lot of notes, and I have one question. Today, we hear a lot of women movement fighting. We need to have more women in parliament. We need to have more women in women to be a president and all that. My question is, with the discussion you've had with us this evening, do women have to be in these positions, to be in the boardroom, to be the CEO, to be in the parliament, to be ministerial position before we say women are leading? That's my question.
Sam, that is a great question. And women, we do not need to force leadership. We do not need to be the president of the world. We are president in our homes. We are presidents over our children. We are nurturing presidents. We are raising politicians. Yes, it is key that if we are in position to influence power, to influence decisions, it is great to have women in the ballroom. But I always say that we do not need to force leadership. It is being able to influence wherever we find ourselves. That is key, and that is leadership. So let us identify ourselves as women, one. Let us know who we are and the importance that we play in society and in the lives of even others. We can lead from wherever we find ourselves. At the kitchen, we can lead from there. So we do not need to be the president of the world. And most of the time, let's ask our presidents if they who are leading is the wives. The decisions that they come to implement most of the time come from their wives, comes from the women in their lives, women behind them. So women, we are not fighting. For me, I always say that this equality, equity challenge, it is not about I'm also important, I'm also great. It is about knowing who you are and your ability to influence wherever you find yourself. Brighten the corner wherever you are. That is the key point.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Now, there are two things you said which I want to get clarified. Women should stand up for themselves. But on another level, you are saying it should not be all about you. When you are leading, you should recognize others. So I want to find out, how do you stand up for yourself, and at the same time, it's not all about you if you're not, because the men, even if they don't have it, they will show it. And I used to have a joke that when you go to Togo, the Togolese don't want to show wealth. they hide it. Okay, so you go to Togo, they have tall walls and the house is inside. In Ghana, they will not flout it, but if you go to their house, you will find they have well. In Nigeria, they don't have the walls. They want to show it. And in fact, if they don't have a car, they'll go and borrow their friend's car to come and show and tell the whole world that they have it. They like to show their wealth. Men like to show when they don't even have it. You ask them. But women, sometimes we don't want to come up that way because we've been trained that way. So how do you balance this side of women where we want to be at the background and we still have to also be in the front? How do we do that?
Life is a balancing act, and we must.
Did I lose you? I lost
qualify
myself.
for.
You went out briefly from my side.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it is important that we learn these balancing acts of lives. Show up when you need to stand up and speak for yourself as a woman. Don't just say, oh, me, I'm a woman, so you let the men go. Stand up and rise and speak up. Show that you have the strength and what it takes to lead and to do the work at hand. But in other hand, we are also saying that don't just say, oh, I'm a woman, I can do it. Oh, because I'm a woman. Because I'm a woman, give me the position. No. Embrace and acknowledge others as well. Let others know that it is not all about you. It's about teamwork. And there's a saying that teamwork makes the dream work. So yes, you want to be a great woman leader. Acknowledge that people are equally important in your team to help you achieve that. And so that is about the balancing act. Show up, stand forth, and let people know that you have what it takes, the capacity, the capability, and ability to do the work at hand. But defer it to others to say that you are also equally needed in the boat for us to swim together to make it work. So the learning, the balancing act is very important.
Okay. Thank you so much. The other thing I'll ask, and I'll come to the comment here, especially in the corporate life, the men are strong and hard, and they want to even, like, we've been trained as men not to cry. Now you were saying as women we should be vulnerable. We should show who we are. We should not. Now, if you go out and you are the woman leader and you start crying in front of your teams, won't people look down upon you? How do you show your total womanness? We know that women can easily cry, not like men. We don't want to even cry. I remember my wife, I said, I want to see the day you will cry. I want to see you cry. She's trying, she's not getting it. But women, we can find you crying. So when you're a woman leader, what do you do when you have to show your emotions? And will people not look down upon you? What is the limit of showing your womanness and your emotional side?
Sam, it is okay for men to cry. It is okay to show your emotions, and it is okay to empathize with others when need be. You should not always be seen as the oga, the macho, I'm a man, as we say it in our society. It will be shameful for always in the ballroom a woman breaking up to cry. It will be shameful. Then you are also not ready to face the task. But it is okay at any point in time to say that, today I am tired. Today I am drained because I needed to take my child to the hospital. I needed to do this. I needed to do that. And so I cannot even chair the meeting. Sam, take over for me. It is okay to do that once in a while. But that is what I also said, that we need also to show up in life and not hide by the excuses because I'm a woman. Oh, but no, I'm not in the mood. Oh, my menses has come in, so no. We need to psych ourselves to say that others are doing it. Others are showing up in life. Others give birth and in 6 weeks they are chairing a meeting. So why should I just hide and say, oh, I'm nursing a child? And you know. So it is okay to show feminism when it needs to be. It is okay to be true to yourself. Probably you did not sleep a wink at night because you had to babysit all through the night. And so you are not very effective that morning. It is okay to say it. But don't hide behind it and try to be jack of all trades, but at the end of the day, you'll be master of none. So that is what we are saying, that balance it. Let others know when you need help. Be true to yourself and say that today I am not on top of the game. So take over. It is okay to do that. And that is what we want our men to also learn. Men, it is okay to say that.
So it's okay for us to cry small.
It's okay. Once in a while, cry. Crying makes you even reflect. You ease yourself, and then you're able to absorb it more.
If we become babies again, then you can pamper us. Thank you so much. All right. Akosua says there are people, if you don't act hard on them, they will never mind. I learned today that we should act cool, kind, etc. So when we meet such people, as I've stated earlier, what should we do, please?
Yes.
People, they are tough. If you are not hard on them, they're not. So what do you do?
This, I will relate it even with our children at home. Children, when most of the time you want to be hard and you want to, hey, do this, hey. And why do children even tend to fear fathers than mothers? But you see that they incline to mothers naturally. Because women, though they will shout and scream, still exhibit that kindness, still will correct, still will nurture. There are others, probably because of relationships, when you give the command, they are not, or they won't even take it because of you are too familiar even with them. I will say that let us be jovial, but firm. Firm. Let your word be your bond. Being kind, being compassionate, being empathetic does not mean that you just say things as it is, or, oh, it's okay. Oh, if your child is okay, don't come. Oh, you are late. Oh, your husband was not sick. That's how come. It's okay. No. Set rules and be guided by them. Let people know who you are, your principles. That is not being mean or being weak or being also strong. Being macho or showing being hard does not mean that people will obey you naturally. No, it does not mean that. Sometimes you are soft, but the way you even say it and insist that no, for me. And once you lead by example, people know that no, for Loretta, you can't do this to her or with her. You know that she will not tolerate lateness. So you just show up. You know that she will not take no for an answer. And for me, at the workplace, they know that Loretta gives pressure. So if there is an assignment to do, you just let's do it for her because you know she'll be on your neck. My middle name is Pressure. And it's okay because I get the results. So know what works for you. And if you have to cut down on certain relationships to yield results, do that.
But you should give the pressure. If I'm getting you, you should give the pressure in love. If you are caring and you are empathetic and people know that you really care about them, and it's not just we want your numbers, but you also care about them as people, it's the balancing that you talked about, isn't it?
And that is what I even said earlier, that people will naturally go the extra mile when they see you as a friend, than when they see you being commanding them. No, we don't command respect, but we demand it. So know the limits, but care for them. Let them know that you are in it with them, and they will deliver amazingly.
Thank you so much. Now, Ni Owula is asking, what 3 soft skills come first on your ladder to empower others to lead as women? Your top 3 skills, soft skills.
Show empathy.
Empathy.
And you know, you cannot go wrong when you empathize with others. Be compassionate. Let others know that you are kind at heart and you have their welfare at stake. And be a woman, be yourself, be natural. You know, don't hide your identity. Don't try to fit in. Don't try to be like a man. Don't say that, oh, when I'm soft, they will take my softness or my leniency to be my weakness. No. Be who you are. So that is the soft skills I would say. Be empathetic, be kind, be yourself. Be a woman, be a man. Know who you are, know your values, and then let it align with your personal goals and your business goals as well. And you will excel.
Great. Thank you so much. There are so many comments that are positive. Let me read a few of them. I say, Patricia Sapo says, well presented. Women are great leaders, and their ability to multiply always impact what they do. All right. I see Natalia here. He says, good evening to everyone. Susie Aku is here. He says, the point about allowing motherhood to derail our growth is an admirable submission. Dr. Loretta, thanks for the insight. All right. Kenneth Ijuri says, insightful thoughts here. Josephine Atadankan say, would so much appreciate if I'll get, okay, she wants the slides. Yes, you'll get them. Ladyship, Cynthia Martinson says the presentation is just splendid. Thank you, Doc. All right, so Beryl Kafui says, awesome. All right, and Hetty is here. Dr. Sarah Mbekun says, Dr. Loretta, a million thanks for these amazing insights. You are an inspirational leader. All right. So a lot of commendation. Miriam says, very insightful and practical. Ugu Richie says, indeed, women are so powerful and it is good to have them in our lives. Okay. Now, Akosia is asking this. Kindly help me with the difference. Challenging ourselves with leadership and not forcing ourselves. You said these two, and I'm a little confused. All right, I believe that that's one of the things I was trying to. So challenging yourself and not forcing yourself. You talked about the balance in between the two. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so challenging yourselves is knowing your abilities, and you are not settling in your comfort zone. You know, you really have set goals for yourself. You know that in the next 2 years, I want to reach this level. I want to do this. I want to read this. Set daily, weekly, monthly, yearly goals for yourself. Wildly important goals. We call it weeks. I'm going for my weeks meeting. You know, set those important goals for yourself and challenge yourself to do it. Even if you don't feel like doing it, do it. You know, if you don't feel like showing up, show up because you want to do it. Don't just you do it today and then tomorrow. Be consistent at it. But knowing yourself, it doesn't mean that break yourself out because probably you are comparing yourself to others. So know your strength, know your limits, know what you can take. I know I am not really a social person. So if people are going out dancing, you might find me even boring when I show up there. So know what you want as a person. Know what defines you. Know your values and stick to it. But challenge yourself. Don't be comfortable. Don't just say, I'm a branch manager, it's fine. Or I'm now heading the woman. I'm always asking myself, so what's next? What can I do? What can I add? Sustainability management. You see me and I'm doing a new course. Tomorrow I'm finding, hey, what is it? Artificial intelligence. I want to do it. You know, challenge yourself. Don't remain there. Don't be pleasant and comfortable with the status quo. Always challenge yourself to go to the next level. What is next? What is in it for me? But do not compete with yourself or with others, and that will tire you out. Know your passion. Know what you want and go for it.
Great. Thank you so much. So you're not just imposing yourself on others, but if you've developed yourself, you know your strength, you'll probably be recognized. And when the call comes, you show up. All right. Thank you so much. Sarah wants to know, please, what do you want to be remembered for as a leader? This one is for you. So you share with us, what do you want to be remembered for as a leader?
I want Sarah to stand up one day and say, oh, I knew Loretta, and she was an affable leader. If my name is mentioned anywhere, I want people to say, she was a good woman. She was a good person. For me, that alone will be enough, And so it is, most people will not like your leadership skills. Others will want you to be like others, but remain consistent, who you are. And one day, and I said that as we go along, prune your friends, know who will give you a pat on the back to say, you are doing well. Have mentors, have people who will stand up for you in the room if you are not there. And as you do that, you will be remembered for who you are. Be true to yourself. So I want to be remembered as the true, simple woman who was true to herself and who loved everyone along the way.
Thank you so much. A true, simple woman who loves everyone. Now, Adolfo says, when you position yourself well as a woman, you will be the table head. You just cannot be ignored. So position yourself well. Put your chair at the head of the table. All right. Doris says, thanks for sharing. Women are now learning indeed. All right. And there's so many great comments here. Good evening, everyone. James Semenike is here from Togo. All right. Okay, so great. I'm not seeing any more questions here. Let me see if there is any more. There is no more question. So what we're going to do, we are just going to, I'm going to bring Sarah to see what she has. I'm sure she will have one or two questions for you. Then you will give us your closing remarks. Yes, Auntie.
Excellent. Thank you. That was really amazing, Dr. Loretta. Yes, Sam got it right. I have two questions. The first one is that you did talk about mentorship. Could you share with us how you went about identifying your mentors and who are some of these mentors? And the second question that I wanted to find out also from you. No, you finish this, then I'll come back with a second question.
Okay, thank you very much. Sam mentioned that I'm a Toastmaster. And in Toastmasters, we are intentional about mentorship. So when you join the community, the first thing you are assigned to is like you are assigned to a mentor. But in the mentor-mentee relationship, a lot depends on the mentee, your availability and your willingness even to tap from your mentor. So when I joined the community, Papa Kest, who was on the show last week, said, I have a mentor for you. She's equally a doctor, so go and do your doctoral stuff, And so he assigned me a mentor, Dr. Susie Akupupulampo. She's on the call and she shared a comment.
Yeah.
And we, from day one, have been great friends. I have learned a lot from her. She admires me. She's always there. And I'm not surprised she's on the call today. And that is the kind of mentors that we need to have in life. People who impact in your life. It is important as young ladies, as young people. And so I aspire to be where I want to be. And then I identify people along the way. When I was a student, even in KNUST, my supervisor, Dr. Rudith King, a young doctor, and she was always carrying 2 bags, and she was always busy on her project. Now, anytime I see her, I'm like, I want to be like this woman. Today, when I'm carrying my 2 bags, every time it reminds me of what I said some 20 years back. So know who you want to be. And that's how I choose the people in my life. I want people to impact positively on me. And so I want the few friends that I have, I want to have Serum giving me advice on biblical stuff. I want Susie to push me to the political ladder. I want you, meeting you today, to give me the consultancy job in the UN. So I'm intentional about the people I bring in my life. They are not few, but they are very impactful. And that's how I choose my mentors.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much. And my last question is, you did talk about us not really trying to defer credit. How have you gone about really accepting the credit? Give us one of the ways that you have done so and to receive that credit elegantly.
So in my role as the head of the women's desk, now I'm almost everywhere, empowering women, letting people or women entrepreneurs know that we have financial and non-financial support that will help you scale up your businesses, for example. And in doing this, you get the pat on the back to say you are doing a great job. And it's okay to acknowledge that this is what you do passionately. So when I stand, I tell them that I'm not only doing this as the head of the women's desk, as the position I'm heading, but I'm doing this even as a ministry. I'm doing this as a ministry because I want women to acknowledge the fact that there is support and they need to tap into it and not to remain just who they are. Oh, this is how I've done it. It's okay. Oh, that mediocre mindset, but to let them understand that seek for that help. It might not even be the financial support as you think that, oh, interest rates will kill me. But what about the non-financial support? What about the networking opportunities that we are creating? What about we giving you the expanded markets to even give visibility to your brand? You cannot ignore this because you need it, especially now. So it is you knowing what you have and letting others embrace. That is not bragging. That is knowing that this is what I believe in. These are my passion and these are the values that I stand for. And this is what I want to share with you as women. And that is what now I intentionally do.
Thank you so much. I can see one or two questions over there, so I'll leave you to finish that and do your roundup. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for those questions. And so there's a follow-up on that, and then you do as your Catherine Kwame is saying, if you are a mentor, don't you have to be, I believe, intentional about the mandate of being responsible for another life? And she says, I'm asking because you said everything depends on the mentee. But what do you do when you have a stubborn mentee? All right. So
you can force a horse to the riverside, but you can't force it to drink. And that is what I say. Most of the work depends on the mentee. The mentee availing him or herself to say, there is something in you as a mentor that I want to tap into. Or even, sometimes just the feedback from the mentor to say, how did I fare on this call? Oh, what could I have done better? That feedback alone gives you the ability to improve upon yourself on your next deliveries. So having a mentor, yes, the mentor will do his or her bit by coaching you, by guiding you. But what if you decide not to follow through? What if there is a speech to be delivered and you don't show up, you don't do your part? So it is a win-win situation. Yes, the mentor even learns from the mentee. Sometimes the mentee even impacts positively on the mentor, and its relationships are mutually beneficial. But I'm saying that a lot of the work depends on the mentee who avails him or herself to learn from the mentor.
Thank you so much. If you want somebody to mentor you, you must be available. And before Doc gives us a closing remark, let me just announce to all of you that the next 3 to 4 weeks, it's Women in Leadership. We're just going to have women. Next week, we are going to have some women share their story. Doc is talking about encouraging women to start businesses. We're going to showcase a few women who are doing some ordinary business, in quotes, in a very special way. And to encourage all of you that, look, whatever you are doing, there is some aspect that you can just stretch a bit and do something better to improve yourself. So we're going to bring a lot of women on the stage for the next 4 to 5 weeks. So all the women here, please do show up next few Saturdays. Thank you, Doc. On that note, I'm going to ask you to give us your closing remarks.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, and to the audience, I will leave you with the saying that a powerful example of women leadership is when we can show our vulnerability and empathy and not to have to suit in armor to lead. You know, it is not about growing fangs and teeth to be a leader. As women leaders, we can be strong through truth and authenticity. And we don't need to be hard and tough and condescending to lead as a team. So embrace your feminine qualities: kindness, compassion, empathy. It is also considered as great leadership traits. And by this, if we stand strong and true to ourselves, we will impact ourselves and not only this generation, but the next one to come. Remember, a strong woman stands up for herself, but a stronger woman stands up for herself and many others. Let us go out today, impacting the world and influencing society. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. I think the Helen Butcher's comment summarizes the sentiment on the platform. She says, I'm so inspired. Today's session is super. All right. That's what you get when you have a woman. Thank you so much, Doc, for doing us the honors and sharing yourself with us. And for everybody who is on the platform, we appreciate you. We know it's a Saturday. There is great match out there, but you're all here to share with us. Next week, we'll come again with another woman to share her story. Do not miss it. Join us. This has been the Leadership Platform. I'm Samuel Ayim. Thank you very much and have a good night. Tomorrow, Sunday, make room for God. Look for the church to worship God, and God will bless you. Until then, see you. Bye-bye.
There's
Navigating through life without a coach or a guide can be very deceiving, making you come to think that you have achieved the highest or the best you can ever, or you have made the best of decisions. But until you become very intentional and take a good stock of your life, you would not realize that it's a mistake.
Pain helps you to come out of your comfort zone.
The law of intentionality and the fact that learning is a lifelong journey if you want to be significant. Emphasis on significance.
Previously, I used to be very unintentional about the things I do when it comes to my family, my work, my Christian life, and basically everything that I do.
In the pursuit of that growth, there are gaps. There are gaps that we need to conquer. These gaps include the knowledge, perfection, mistake, inspirational, timing, and assumption gap.
And I will encourage you to be part of CTL Africa's 15-week growth journey.
I encourage you all out there who need to live their life to be part of CTL Africa's growth journey.
Please take advantage of this program and your life will never be the same.
Thank you very much, CTL Africa, and continue to impact the world. God bless.